Hey guys, another quick one take review, and today I wanted to talk about The Overload by Yard Act. The Overload is the debut album from Yard Act, who were one of the most hype-gathering post-punk bands out of England within recent years, and I mean, there's been a lot. If you look at bands like Black Country New Road, or Black Midi, or even Dry Cleaning or Shame, there's been a good amount of post-punk, or at least punk or experimental punk-influenced bands coming out of England that have gotten a lot of hype over time. Yard Act was a pretty huge name back in, say, January of earlier this year in 22, and then the album came out and people said, good, and then no one ever talked about them again. Can't say as I blame them. One of Yard Act's biggest problem here is similar to the problems that bands like the aforementioned Shame and Dry Cleaning kind of face, which is a lack of originality. While I am glad that post-punk and other, again, experimental punk-influenced genres are becoming shockingly mainstream, at least in England, I think that The Overload is just something that we've all heard already if you've heard one album from the genre. There is certainly something to say about Yard Act as a band. I mean, their instrumentation is tight and their dry sense of typical, British humor lands more than it doesn't, but at the same time, it just feels like this is a culmination of all the things that we've heard in the scene within the past couple of years, except not in a good, epic kind of way, more in like I kind of just want to go listen to Drunk Tank Pink. Although I do like it, the Overload did have a lot of potential to be much more creative or just generally interesting than it actually is, but as it stands, it's still a decent record from this wave of genres and bands and artists that are just kind of producing a lot of just decent records, except for a small handful that are producing absolutely amazing records. And I'm at least happy that, post punk is becoming such a popular thing. I think it's really cool. And Yard Actor, just another one of those bands, and The Overload is just another one of those albums. It doesn't do anything special, but hey, it's enjoyable, and I liked it personally. So, 3.5 stars out of 5. Nothing special, but there's a couple great songs. I particularly am fond of Lane of the Blind. I think it really shows off their kind of melodic sense or lack thereof, as well as their sense of humor, which is something nice to see as well, because a lot of these bands maybe take themselves a bit too seriously at times, but still, nothing great here for the most part, so 3.5 stars out of 5. And with that being said, that's the end of this quick review, and I'll see you guys in the next one.